Our aim at Dataverse is to help you make your daily investment more profitable and be able to convert that small enterprise into an investment that's gonna make you more money. You can't talk about such an investment without strategically thinking through about how you are going to be able to deliver, to create, deliver, and also capture value from these particular investment. And therefore, it is important for us to understand how business models operate and also how we can incorporate this into our business, that is daily production. Business models are essentially blueprints on how a business makes money, and it describes how this business will create, deliver, and also capture value. And in this process, therefore, you make your money, and the business is going to last longer because it is founded on principles that are firm, and there are various components that make up a business model. And these include one, that's the value proposition. This is what product or service is this particular business offering, and that solves a particular problem. So in your case, therefore, you are doing daily production, and you are here to solve a need. We are sure and we are aware that we have got a need for food security. We have got a need for milk. Milk is part of our meals, and as a country, the market for milk is huge. That's the reason why you can see that the imports from our neighbors are tripling into this particular country because the demand is way high. And when the demand is high, of course, it means that the market is there. And because we have got land, we have got favorable climate, we also have got good breeds, the particular product that we need to produce, and be of value in the market is milk. And milk can be made in different ways. You could just produce it, sell it as raw milk. You can also do value addition and sell this milk in other forms: cheese, ghee. You can also do yogurt, among many other types of products. So the first component of or rather business model is value proposition, and the other one is to understand your target customer. And I think I've just summed up that point together with the first point when I told you that the market, in this particular country, we are in need of food security, and milk forms part of the foods that we consume. Therefore, we have our customer, and also you should also understand the channels, and that is how you are going to reach your your customers. So, and in this case, therefore, we are going to use various channels to reach our customers. So our customers is the end consumer who consumes the milk, yogurt, and all that. So we go into depth in understanding how we can be able to model this and be able to be very clear. And the importance of having a business model, it gives you clarity and focus. You are able to focus on particular areas. It will also help you in decision making, knowing where you are going to place certain resources so that you can get more value. And also, the other thing, it works on your profitability. It helps you be more profitable because you aren't just chasing a black cat in a dark room, but you are much focused. You know where you are headed to, and all your focus is headed or directed to that particular position. So the other thing is customer relationships. Customer relationships, of course, doing good quality produce is one of the key areas that we are or to check. Then there is also something else that is you also it also includes the revenue streams. So in data production we are going to discuss that in depth, and also you need to understand the cost structure. I am finding it very interesting at times, because I know what we are struggling a lot with, and with many investors, is with the cost structure. Because when you are starting off, majority of us just think that is just having the feeds, the fodder, you have got a good structure, that is a barn where these animals will live, and maybe a farm herd and 2 or 3 animals, and you are good to go. But if you don't understand the cost structure of this particular business, of course it's gonna disturb you. So you have to understand all the expenses that are associated with running this particular business. And I want, there are the various types of business models in dairy production, and I want us to focus on the 2 main ones. And these are, one, we have got small dairy farm. A small dairy farm. This is why you keep about just a small herd, 1 to 2 animals. And if you now go to the components that you have talked about, so the first component should be where you get the revenues. That's very key. That is through the sale of the raw milk to the processors, cooperatives, or directly to our customers. You have to understand where you are, how you could commercialize this particular product. You have known the kind of product that you want to produce, and the value chain, or the particular area that we are going to focus on is producing raw milk. And the key activities of our venture, this is very important, because it's upon these that we are going to develop our cost structure. We are going to understand even the revenue streams better, and the key activities in in this particular model. This is what we normally do on daily basis in a dairy farm. And the first one is herd management. Herd management has got various areas, and key among them include breeding. So we have got breeding, we also have got health, and also we have got milking. So in breeding, we have to understand how these animals behave when they are on heat, how to serve them. Then in terms of where we want to go based on the vision we have for the farm, do you want to be a breeder farm? Do you want to, how far do you want to get with our breeding? We have to understand that particular component and know that this is something that we need to work on actively from the moment a female calf is born. This needs to be in mind, and every day in, day out. Remember, for the animals that just calve down 45 to 60 days, ensure that they are inseminated. This is part of breeding management. Then if you have got cases of repeated heat, make sure that they are addressed immediately to avoid dragging you towards loss making. Remember, we are in a business, and I want to bring this picture and try to show you. I find myself in particular, areas where we have to really discuss with a particular investor on how we are going to go about this. And at times, you find that they are not understanding how we are going through whatever the things that we are actually working on. And this at time might make them feel like they are, being, fed up with the business. It's becoming too much, maybe consuming a lot of, cash or something. But if we have got an understanding of what goes in ensuring that we get the cash that you want to get at the end of the day, we need to be aware that these are things that need to be taken in and taken very seriously on daily basis in your particular farm. Breeding management, understanding how you go about the same, how to prepare your heifers, your calves into being heifers, how they are ought to be served by the time they are 15 months. Of course, there are a lot that goes in ensuring that this comes into a reality. Then the ones that have just carved down, if there are cases of repeated heat, then understanding the catalogs, how we go about choosing our genetics, are we doing it in the right way? There are those that are very much interested even in listing the animals in the Kenya Stud Book. You have to understand breeding in a deeper level. Then you have to make sure that health and health management as part of the herd management is well taken care of. You have to ensure that your farm hands, your farm managers really understand the basics to health of your livestock and your dairy cattle in this case, so that you can be able to maintain a good herd that is going to be profitable in the long run. Then the other thing is milking. So in milking, it's important to understand that we need to milk our animals in regular intervals. If you want to milk twice a day, after every 12 hours, ensure that they are milked. You should not do it in irregular way, because that will affect the levels of production. The other thing is that we also need to ensure that hygiene is well taken care of during milking. These people are hardening the animals in the proper way. Milk hygiene has got also something to do with the animal's health, because if they are suffering from mastitis, of course, the animals will not be producing more. Then the other key component is feeding, or other feed production, and also acquisition of the feeds. You should be having a clear mental picture of how you are going to do feeding, how you are going to work on feeding your animals. Are you going to make your own dairy meal? Are you going to conserve your own fodder? Are you producing the fodder at your farm? How are you acquiring this fodder? How convenient is the model that you are going to adopt, going to serve you? How convenient is it? Are you going to get enough for these animals? Do you understand the amounts of feed that these animals need? Then the other key activity is maintaining, of course, milk hygiene and also milk handling. Now, milk handling, that's you could say, quotes, post-harvesting management. So now this milk needs to be handled in a very clean way, clean containers, ensure that they are sieving the milk, processing it, for the milk, for the market in a very proper way, because if it has impurities, of course, the cooperatives won't take it up. Then, of course, it will also have an effect on the end user. So in order to avoid any losses, advise your people to make sure that they are working on proper handling of this particular product. Then we also have got now the sales and marketing. So and that is of course, you might, at times, if you aren't in a place where we have, say, cooperatives or already organized companies where you are going to actually take this milk. But of course, sales is something that we are going to do on daily basis, even when you are going to sell to these cooperatives or companies that buy your milk, because this is what makes cash for your business. Again, when you advance, of course, you find that you need to sell your animals, you need to market them, of course, that's part of what you are going to do. So the key activities of your daily investment or your daily business are, as I've just mentioned, herd management. And herd management involves breeding, health, and also milking. We also need to understand that we're also going to have feed production and acquisition. We have to make sure that this particular thing is done in the proper way. You are getting enough feed. You are doing proper planning for your fodder, so that you can ensure that there is a constant supply of feeds that are constant, again, in terms of the quality. Then health, of course, ensure that these people are understanding how to go about ensuring that the health of your herd is good, because health has got a direct correlation with the profitability of your herd. Of course, if you incur so many costs as a result of poor health, of course that will be a big blow to your business. Then we also need to understand that we also have got milk hygiene and also handling this particular produce, and then sales and marketing, how you go about selling this particular product. And then you also need to understand your key partners. Who are you going to partner with in this endeavor? So the first people you are going to partner with are veterinarians. You also need to partner with feed suppliers. You need to get reliable feed suppliers. Also potentially a dairy cooperative for better bargaining power. Of course, you should ensure that your produce is sold to an organized, through an organized setup, either a company or a cooperative. In Kenya and in majority of the African countries, cooperatives are the most common markets for our particular milk, or milk from small scale farmers. And it helps you have bargaining power, and also they could also be helping you through the other linkages, and even partly when it comes to feed supply. Some cooperatives are very good at that. They have got also extension services, veterinarians who work on your herds. When it comes to breeding, again, now for example, Githunguri Dairy, as in Kiambu County, the Fresher, they work very well. They have got extension services. They send their AI people to go do insemination. I know many others. I think Turaga Dairy also does the same. That's in Nyandarua, Kinangop. They're also doing others like Nyara. They're doing very well in terms of making dairy milk for their farmers, and many others that are around the country. I know they are doing very well. I think the other last time I was told by another customer from Meru, they're also doing very well. Their cooperatives are providing feeds for them, and also artificial insemination services. So when it comes to cooperatives, it is very important for you to join a cooperative. Yes, if you are in a position where you can find one. The other thing is to understand our cost structure. So what forms part of our expenses? And these include, the first thing, and this is the major source of all the costs, is feeds. Feeds form the major part of the expenses that we are going to have at the farm level. We also have got animal health, that is the health services, and also labor. Labor, that is the farm hands that you are going to employ, so that it can help you in day-to-day running of the business, producing feeds for these animals, processing them, milking the animals, taking the milk to the market. Then farm maintenance. Farm maintenance, of course, you have got maybe you need to work on either expansion, doing repairs and all that. So all these should be premeditated. You have to indicate, work on how depreciation is going to occur in this particular farm, so that you can be ready and also very well prepared